Hi guys, I'm Caleb from the Great Boxwood. We are so excited to be a part of Kin Community's Easter dessert recipe playlist. A playlist full of amazing and great recipes for you to share with your gatherings at Easter. Today we're going to be bringing you a simple and delicious lemon curd filled phyllo dough nest. It's so quick and simple, and it's utterly delicious. Your guests are going to love it. We can't wait to share this recipe with you and have you see all the other great recipes that our Kin Community partners are bringing you on this playlist. There are so many, and each of them bring their own unique aspect to their dessert. Enjoy! For this simple Easter dessert, we're starting with the wonderful and deliciously sweet lemon curd. I like to start with this because it's best to let this chill for quite a few hours before you use it so it can set up. To start, we're going to zest 1 lemon. After zesting your lemon, we want to measure 2/3 cup of fresh lemon juice. Of course, I'm going to first use the lemon I just zested, and then going to cut up more lemon as needed. I love using my handy juicer to juice these lemons. Next, we're going to prepare the eggs. I love using locally grown organic eggs. This recipe takes 3 large eggs and 2 egg yolks. It'll just give it a more richer and creamy custard-like texture. Make sure to save the whites from the egg yolks because we'll use those in the meringue later on. To your eggs, add 1 cup of granulated white sugar. Once you pour the sugar on the eggs, make sure to start mixing right away. You don't want to ever let sugar sit on eggs as it can actually burn them and slightly cook them. For this, I'm just using a hand mixer. You can of course use a stand mixer if you like. Whip the eggs and sugar until light and fluffy. This is a little bit different than some other curd recipes, but it gives it a more custard-like texture. It will take about 1 to 2 minutes to whip to light and fluffy. Once your egg mixture is ready, add 2/3 cup of your fresh lemon juice and all the zest from that 1 lemon. It's already smelling amazing. Whisk it together just to incorporate the ingredients. We're going to set it on a pot of simmering water on the stove. You want to continually be whisking and stirring this as it's on the stove. It will take quite a while to thicken, around 8 to 10 minutes, but once it does, it will coat the back of the spoon and be custard-like. Once you've achieved the custard-like consistency of the lemon curd, you want to remove the bowl from the heat. Dry the bottom off with a towel, and then place a piece of plastic wrap directly on the top of the lemon curd. This will make sure that a crust and a skin does not form on top. To chill it, you can either place it in a bowl of ice water or put it in the fridge. I like to do this the day before and put it in the fridge overnight. That way you have no worries on how cold your curd will be, and it will set up so thick and beautifully. Both the lemon curd and the phyllo nest can be made up to a day before. That makes this dessert so simple and so wonderful to use around the holidays, especially when having company over. Phyllo dough is something that a lot of people probably aren't used to using, but I love to keep it on hand in the freezer, and you can use it for so many different things. Let the phyllo thaw completely before you want to start using it for this recipe. You want to take it out of the plastic bag it comes in, but leave it rolled up. As you can see, it's rolled up with wax paper in between the sheets. I'm going to leave that on and slice them in about 1/4 to 1/2 inch slices. For this recipe, you will get 4 to 6 nests out of 2 rolls of phyllo dough. That's 1 box worth. Just with your hands, take a few of the pieces you've cut and start breaking them up lightly. As you can see, they'll stay in long strands and you're able to pull the wax paper out in 1 piece. Clump the nests on a baking sheet. You can just use the phyllo dough and slightly clump them together and form a nest. With each nest, sprinkle in about 2 tablespoons of sweetened coconut. If you don't like coconut, you can leave this out, but it adds such great flavor when it toasts in the oven. I like to just put a little dip in the center of my nest. This is going to hold the lemon curd. You can form them however you like. Notice how the phyllo dough just has this great earthy look to it. It really looks like a nest. We're just going to drizzle the top with little drips of melted butter. You don't want to brush it on or this will compact the phyllo dough. Just lightly let it drop on over the top. Then sprinkle each nest with about 1 teaspoon of sugar. That's all there is to it. Now place these in a 350-degree oven for 10 to 14 minutes until the phyllo dough turns lightly golden on the top and you notice that the coconut has toasted. While the phyllo dough is in the oven, I'm going to temper a little bit of good quality milk or bittersweet chocolate, whichever you choose, in the microwave. This is going to be used for drizzling on the top. Pull the nests out of the oven and let them cool completely. You can make these in the morning of your party, the day before, or right before, but you want to let them cool before you assemble them, or it will kind of melt the lemon curd. To finish off this great dessert, we're going to whip some meringue up. As you know, meringue is simple, but it's the perfect thing to top this lemon curd. Kind of like a deconstructed lemon pie with a unique flair. For this, we're going to use 2 of the whites we saved for making the lemon curd, and we're going to add 2 more whites to it, so a total of 4 egg whites. Put them in a very clean bowl and start whipping them. I'm going to use my hand mixer. Once they're foamy, add a pinch of cream and tartar, about 1/8 of a teaspoon. After soft peaks have formed, add 1/2 a cup of sugar. I like using Baker's or caster sugar, which is just an extra fine sugar when I make meringue. It disintegrates and dissolves a lot quicker than regular sugar, so it doesn't take quite as long to mix. Whip the meringue to stiff peaks. This will take anywhere from 6 to 8 more minutes. With the nests and curd ready, I've just gotten ready the meringue also. You want to wait and get the meringue ready right before you want to serve these, which is perfect because you want to assemble them at the same time. To assemble these, it takes no time at all. We're going to take 1 nest, drizzle it with the chocolate that we melted in the microwave, and place it on a beautiful plate. On top, we're going to put a generous scoop of the homemade lemon curd. Your guests are just going to love this. Then I fitted a pastry bag with a star tip for my meringue. This is of course just an extra optional thought, but it adds an elegance to this dessert that you can't beat. I'm putting the meringue in my pastry bag. I'm going to pipe it over the top of the lemon curd. Once you've piped or placed your meringue on top of the curd, you want to make sure to brulee the top. You can do this in a broiler, but you have to be extremely cautious and make sure you're watching it so it doesn't burn. I like using one of these small kitchen torches to brulee the top. Lightly just toast around the meringue. Garnish with a few fresh raspberries, and this dessert is unlike any other. It's simple, it's fresh, it is so spring, and your guests are going to love it this Easter. Happy Easter.